So, good morning. Welcome back to the channel Awesome Learning. And today we are going to continue with the second chapter, Sexual Reproduction in Flowering Plants. And the topic that we are going to start is pollen pistil interaction. So, in the previous videos, we have discussed about inbreeding depression. We have also studied breeding devices. So, now we are going to study about the pollen pistil interaction. Now, children, pollination has been done. Pollen grains have come and settled on the stigma. So now what happens? Now is the process when the first stage of sexual reproduction will start. Now, it is a process in which pistil recognizes compatible or incompatible pollen. So as soon as the pollen grains come and settle on the stigma, now they will interact and they will have a, you can say, an acquaintance matlab jaan pehchan with the stigma, and they will see whether I am compatible with the stigma or I am not compatible with this stigma. And how will this be done? Of course, they are not going to sit and talk. So how will they know their compatibility? This will be done through chemical components produced by them. So the chemicals that will be produced by the pollen and the stigma, and the interaction between those chemicals will help them to know whether they are compatible with each other or not. Now, if the pollen is compatible, that means if it is a right type pollen, then the pistil will accept it and it will promote post pollination events. That means after the pollination, whatever the steps are to be followed, they will start. That means the process of first step of sexual reproduction, that is the male transport of male gamete, will start. So this will start if the pollen is compatible, but if it is not, of course the post pollination events won't start. Now, pollen grains germinate on stigma to produce a pollen tube. You can see lots of pollen tubes have developed, and out of these, one pollen tube is very long and it has reached almost to the micropylar end of the female ovule. Right? So the pollen grain will germinate and the pollen tube will get produced through one of the germ pores, and the contents of the pollen grain, whatever, now suppose this pollen grain has germinated quite well, so all the contents that are present inside this pollen grain, they will pass on through this pollen tube. All the contents present inside the pollen grain will be passed on into this pollen tube, and the pollen tube grows through the tissues. It will go on, it will pass on from all these tissues, and it will reach the ovary. You see, the pollen tube has crossed the style and it has reached the ovary. So this is how the pollen grain germinates and the pollen tube is formed. We generally do a practical also on this pollen germination practical, which we will be doing if the school reopens, right? So then children, here pollen pistil interaction. Now if the pollen tube is incompatible, that is the wrong type, the pistil will reject the pollen by preventing pollen germination. It will not allow the pollen to germinate, or even if it has germinated, it will not allow the pollen tube to reach to the ovary. So the pollen tube growth, either it is you can say cancelled, or even if it has grown, it will not grow up to the ovary because the pollen grain is not of the right type, it is not compatible. Now in plants, now we have done this, that pollen grains are shed in two types of stages. If the pollen grain, we have done that 60% of them are shed at two-celled condition, but 40% are shed at three-celled condition. So in plants which shed pollen grains at two-celled condition, that means two cells are present, one is the vegetative cell and the one is the generative cell. We have done this, okay. We have done the structure of pollen grain. So the generative cell divides if the two-celled condition is present. If the pollen is at two-celled condition, that is, one cell is vegetative and the other one is generative, now it is the time when generative cell will again divide into two male gametes during pollen tube growth. That means the time when the pollen tube is growing, at that particular time the pollen grain or the generative cell inside the pollen grain is dividing, and conclusion is that we are getting two male gametes. So two procedures are going side by side. One is pollen tube is growing and the other one is that the generative cell is dividing and two male gametes are formed. This is a condition when the pollen grain is shed at two cell stage. But if the pollen grain is shed at three cell stage, so this division is not to be done because it has already been done earlier. Okay, clear? Then children, in plants which shed pollen in three cell condition, pollen tubes just carry the two male gametes from the beginning, because already the division has been done. So they will carry the two male gametes from the beginning itself. Now pollen tube reaches the ovary. Right? The pollen tube has reached the ovary and they enter the ovule through the micropyle. So they are entering the ovule through the micropyle. Let me show you. Here, this is, see, this is the micropylar, or I shall zoom it more. See, this is how the pollen tube is entering, and the end through which it is entering is the micropylar end. Okay, so the end through which it is entering is the micropylar end. Okay, and it is entering through micropylar end and it enters in one of the synergids. So we have seen there are three synergids. Okay, there are three synergids. So it will enter into one of the synergids through filiform apparatus. Now this filiform apparatus is just an attachment which will help or which will aid the pollen tube to enter into the synergid, that is the egg apparatus, or you can say egg cell. It will help. So it is, filiform apparatus is a kind of direction. It is providing a direction to the pollen tube so that it enters into the egg cell. So filiform apparatus present at the micropylar part of the synergid will guide the entry of the pollen tube. Right? So a plant breeder can manipulate pollen-pistil interaction even in incompatible pollinations to get the desired hybrids. This the breeder can do if the breeder is quite educated and if he knows that this particular chemical or hormone can make a incompatible pollen to germinate on the stigma, then he can utilize that knowledge and he can get lot of hybrids. So this is what is pollen pistil interaction.